So this is where we were last week on this little swing. We got all our little possessions here, like we own the place. Me, Kiana, and her baby was in his stroller. And me, Kiana, and Moses was sitting on the swing. We were just swinging, having fun. Meanwhile, my younger daughter and her husband, my daughter Nakira and her husband, had taken the kids to the bathroom. When they came back, and Moses decided to do what he did. And this is the spot where he fell, and we had to wait for EMS to come and pick him up. Right here, this is where we were last 2 weeks ago on a Thursday. Yeah, so he spent 12 days in the hospital because he's been home for 2 nights now, if my calculations are correct. It is so gorgeous out here, and he's out there walking. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't turn it around. I want to turn it around so you can see him. I don't know how to work my phone yet. It's pretty new. I'm the worst when it comes to technology, so it is what it is, y'all. Be follow my baby. He's doing some grounding, walking in the grass, barefoot, and he's doing pretty well. Pretty well. He's not all that comfortable at night because he has to keep that thing on his neck. So last night we took it off for a while, propped him up on a hot water bottle on his neck so he can get some relief and some sleep. And he did sleep, and so that I could get some sleep too. So praise God. We got some rest last night, but it was kind of off and on. I slept for 3 hours. He was wandering around a little bit trying to find his comfort zone, and he couldn't take it no more. He called me and asked me to give him some help. So we have a couple of devices that he uses to help him. We had this little thing. It's like I'll show it to you because I can't remember the name of it. But it has these little electrodes, and you has these leads. You stick them on your body wherever you feel in pain, and it's like a little shock. You have different levels of it, so you can experience different feelings. He uses that. We also have a neck massage thing. Then I actually massage him sometimes with creams. He's doing Epsom salt baths, stuff like that. Anything to revive the nerves and stuff again. Tired? Oh, okay. There he is. I'm following him. He done walked the whole length of this grass here. How you feeling? That's good. Very good, very good. It's still wet, right, from the rain?
Yeah. Yeah, they say it don't matter though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So.
I want you to be careful because it's wet.
What,
Slippery grass. Actually, your feet grip better than sneakers.
Yeah.
Sneakers are made with rubber and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like
yes.
you always say, we were meant to be barefoot.
And that's what I was saying with people making. I mean, these, as far as us living in this world, they making more shoes and more shoes to put on your feet, just to block off the healing process
Right.
for the ground.
And all this cement. Could you imagine when the Father first created what it looked like?
Yeah, no shoes.
Right. There was no need for it.
Right.
And he, from whence he made us, the ground and the dirt and dust, just walking on it. With some dirty feet people back then. And dirt wasn't bad. Dirt wasn't a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they have everything cemented down. Look how they make cement. I had learned years ago, I think it was Jennifer Aniston. It's such a beautiful day. I'm going to show y'all the beautiful sky. Birds singing, it's gorgeous. Man, if you need to calm down and mellow out, the best place to go to is a nice park during a beautiful day. Yeah. There's nothing better. She was saying that she had 2 knee replacements because of jogging. That's crazy. And she's not a heavy woman. You all know her from Friends, Jennifer Aniston. And I believe I can't remember if it was Oprah's show. I don't remember where I saw her telling her story that she had to have 2 knee replacement surgeries because jogging every day on the cement tore up her ligaments, her, what do you call the tissues inside there? Cartilage. And I said, man, And then I just kept running into different people discussing how important it is for us to move and walk, but how the ground is so bad for us, and how even wearing shoes and sneakers are bad because that we should be walking on our bare feet. And the ground was not this way. We didn't have hard ground. It was land, which was made of dirt and grass back in the day. And that was the best thing for us. And even Dick Gregory, he talked about how we should walk, like make sure our whole foot touches the ground from the heel to the toe, how it's a certain rhythm that we have that's healthy for the body. And I don't want to be recording people without their permission. A gentleman is coming this way, so I'm going to turn it this way. But in any event, it is so important to take care of our bodies. Let me tell you, I'm suffering now because I wore high heel shoes all the time. And sometimes I would wear like the block heels and stuff like that. But the point is, my foot wasn't in its natural position. And I wore those heels all the time. I lived 7 blocks from the church that I used to go to. I used to walk to church in those high heel shoes and walk back. And I had no problem. It was never hurting me. My feet never hurt. I thought I was cute. And I'm paying the price for it right now. When we do things to our bodies, we pay the price for it later. Because when I stopped wearing those heels, my Achilles started to hurt me. I remember when I stopped working in Harlem, I went up there to get something. I don't know what I was going back up there for, but in any event, I sat down on the train. It was like an hour ride. And when I went to get up, I couldn't get up. It was crazy. Both of my Achilles were like frozen or something. It felt like I was frozen, and it was so much pain. I went to get up as usual, and I just couldn't. I'm like, what is going on? And I had on a shoe that was pretty flat. And I learned that too. Wearing those little flat shoes with a little heel like this is horrible for our bodies too because of the cement. We have to find a shoe that's comfortable for our feet because it messes up your spine. Your whole system is jacked up because you're not positioned properly. It's crazy. There's so many ways to damage ourselves, and then we don't eat right, we don't sleep well. We're doing so many things to mess ourselves up, and we're paying the price for it. You used to think that because somebody's getting older, they're going to experience these things. You don't have to get jacked up because you're getting older. It's the things that we did to ourselves. The wear and tear on our bodies over the years, not eating right, smoking, drinking. We just think we can do everything we want and be healthy on top of that. Then a lot of us get hooked on prescription drugs because we think that's going to help us, but we still don't treat our bodies right. So we suffer. So it's hard for me to do what I want to do now because when I exercise, I've always been pretty active. I've always been heavy. I've lost weight. I gained weight. But when I was ready to lose weight, I've never had a problem doing it because my body was fine. I used to jog and jump rope and do what I want. But man, this Achilles is getting bad. And I'm concerned that I may have to get an operation. I don't want to, but I'm concerned. I'm going to let y'all see how ugly it looks because Nakira is not pleased. She was like, Ma! When she saw it, Ma, now. I think it looks good today. It looks good today. Look at this thing. It looks pregnant, but this is good. This is a good day. This is a good day. I really don't want to get operated on because I'm afraid, and I'm being honest. And I know fear doesn't come from the Lord, but I don't want anybody cutting into my foot and something goes wrong. I've heard so many stories. I have personal testimony from someone really close to me who I love who had an operation and it didn't really help her. And so I'm just leery about it. But I also do not want to live with pain because it's been paining me more than usual. It used to be if I overexerted myself during exercise, it would hurt and get swollen. And I soaked in it last night in Epsom salt and lavender oils and all that kind of good stuff. And it always feels good after you get a soak. But I want to do more to lose weight. So it's like I'm in a rough situation because I need to move to lose the weight. The more I move, the more I lose for me. But right now, I jacked up. So I can't do what I really want to do. So I'm going to make the best of it. I do more floor activities than anything, but I want to do stuff like for the whole body. The thighs, I want my thighs to get a good workout. I learned years ago, when you work the largest muscle of your body, you burn the most calories, and that's your thighs. You know, so I do squats. I have that little board I advertise for you all, twisting on it. That's pretty good because that doesn't give me a lot of pressure on my Achilles, and it's also working my midsection and my thighs as well. And I just want to jog. I love to walk, and I want to jump rope. I like to do jumping jacks, and those are the things that hurt my Achilles the most. So unfortunately, this is my plight. I have lost 20 something pounds since September, but the crazy thing is, since Kiana and the baby moved in with me, I've been doing less. And I'm not blaming them because I can get up early and go do whatever, but you know, sometimes we give ourselves excuses to not keep up our momentum. And the funny thing, I keep getting on the scale, I'm stuck at 215. I've been stuck at 215 for 4 or 5 months. I can't even remember now. It's terrible. But I do something every day. I do some type of exercise, whether it's just lifting my weights, some type of sit-up. I put on videos and watch other people, and I join them. If it's something that's going to hurt my Achilles, I kind of come up with my own rendition of the exercise that they're showing. But I'll be sore because I'll be working my little 5-pound weights and stuff, and I be trying, y'all. I'm trying. But my eating is mainly G-bombs, lots of vegetables and fruits. But I have been incorporating bread back in my diet. I can't do stuff like that. I have to stay on a strict diet, and I must exercise, and the weight comes off quickly. When I change that around, I get stuck. The beauty is that I didn't gain anything. So I'm very happy about that. But I have to reach my goal. I am way away from my goal. But, you know, we have to do the best we can with what we got. You all right down there, babe?
I'm about to fall asleep.
He said he might fall asleep.
I'm supposed to pull that up.
No, you're on video. You're showing your stuff. Can't be showing your stuff. Yeah. Yep. So he's in the grass. It rained last night, so the grass is a little damp, but it's so warm. It feels good now. This will all be dried up in a little bit. Giving God thanks and praise, for he is wonderful. Wonderful he is. Oh, yes, you are. Got my baby back, y'all. I got my baby back. I have to work on this Achilles of mine. Actually, both of them can hurt sometimes, but this right one it's like, it feels like lightning bolts going through it sometimes. Like, shoo, 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 shoo. Like, ah! Sometimes I'm sitting down doing nothing. If anybody have any idea of what I'm experiencing, if you have any advice, please leave me some advice. But I am going to make it to a doctor soon, because I have to do, you know, first things first, get an examination and figure out what's next. I actually Google things to figure out what to do. They show you how to do certain exercise. They tell you to soak it, put cold compress. I've done it all, but it's not going away completely. So therefore, there's a bigger issue. And I may have to do some surgery or something. I don't want them shooting me up with stuff either. Probably steroids and all that kind of stuff. I mean, medicine has its place. We're not all for popping pills and all that stuff, but it has its place. There are emergency situations. You get into a car accident and you break your bones, you get a burn victim. There's so many reasons why you would need medication, you know. So we get that, but on a daily basis, periodically, I mean, throughout your life, nobody wants to do that. I don't want to be on any medication. The Father blessed us with medicine foods that we should be eating to take care of ourselves. And I know, like I said, sometimes you need the medications that the doctors have. Nobody wants to suffer. When we're in pain, we go bananas and we'll take anything to stop the pain. We sure will. Nobody wants to suffer. Pain makes you lose your mind, literally. But in any event, family, I'm going to do some stretching and see what I can do out here in this beautiful sun. I'm going to do some grounding of my own. Put my feet in this dirt and grass too. Go out and find a place to go. I know it's harder in New York. with all the dog poop and everybody spitting all over the place. Oh, I don't miss any of that. It's cleaner out here, and it's such a larger area to find some place to do it at. So it's not always convenient for all of us. When I was in Brooklyn, and I told you all I was upset and miserable with my neighbors and stuff, and how I used to go to work. I would walk home because that was a stress relief and a bit of exercise for me. So I would walk home. That was about 45 minutes, and I wouldn't go in the house. I would stop at Betsy Head Park and sit on a bench and read a book. That was my relaxation. So you have to find your peace. And sometimes it's not convenient for us, but you have to find your peace. And it was weird because the park was right there and it wasn't never really crowded. The guys would be out there playing ball, and I kind of like the sound of the ball hitting the ground and them, oh, come on, man. And I kind of like the sound of that, and kids playing. So that was where I found my peace, because when I went into my apartment, I was miserable with all the neighbors doing all these crazy things. And it was not always like that. Man, it was not always like that. It's like all of a sudden, everybody was disturbing me. Or either I got older and I needed something different. I needed a change. So I felt it more. I felt the need to leave more. I just thank God for this beautiful man here who came into my life, and he was kind of like my knight in shining armor and scooped me out of there. He scooped me out of there. So I have a peaceful, more enjoyable life right now. But I'm just telling you, if you can't do better in your circumstances, you have to find your peace. You have to make an effort to do something to bring yourself peace. Find some place where people rarely go and just be to yourself and breathe and think about the goodness of the Lord. When you meditate, don't leave your body. Don't do crazy stuff that these people tell you to do. Meditate on the beautiful words and promises of the Most High God. Count your blessings. Yeah, do that. Sit around and just say, man, I can see, I can hear, I can walk, I laugh. You know, you got to think about all, I can feel, you know. You got to think about all your blessings. I have a roof over my head, even though I may not like where I'm living. I got running water coming out my sink. Don't you know people don't have running water? People still have to go to a lake and bail water. We got so many blessings that we don't even think about. We don't think about it. And also, we don't think about praying for other people enough. Once my darling got hospitalized, while I was in the hospital, I just walked through the hospital and I looked at the patients and the doctors. I just prayed for everybody, which I learned to do that a long time ago. There was a pastor. I was invited to a church to sing, and when the pastor prayed, I mean, his prayer, it was the most sincere. You can tell when somebody sincerely loves the Lord. They're not all, you know, thinking of these big words to use to impress. His prayer was so sincere. And I said, wow, I'm going to take a lesson from his book. Because he was like, Lord, watch over those who care for us. The firefighters, the ambulance attendants, the doctors, the nurses, all the people who tend to kind of give their lives to service other people. He was asking the Lord to bless them, because we need them. We need them. And these are people that are bold and brave enough to put themselves on the line to care for other people. So he was praying for them. And every time I heard a siren after that, I would pray, because somebody is going to need some help somewhere. And the people that were servicing them, sometimes people die on the job helping other people, firefighters, police officers. And I know one thing with police officers, there are good police officers, and I do believe that the majority of them started out good. I think you can get tainted being around certain things, and after a while, even hospitals, people, the nurses and the doctors, I think in the beginning everybody's gung-ho. After a while you get tired and you start to care less. That can happen to anybody in any position. But I always pray for those who have a humble heart and a good heart to share and to help others. I pray for them that the Lord continue to bless them and get them home safely to their families. And when I was visiting my husband in the hospital, I look around, I pray for all those people that were there. People need help, and we don't think about them. A lot of times we don't think about other people until we're in the very same position that they're in. You know? And sometimes the Lord allow you to see things from different perspectives. Sometimes we don't understand why certain things happen. Did that have to happen? This could have been prevented. But look at the good in it. You know, learn from it. Do better and think about other people sometimes. It's not all about us. We have so many people in the world that's suffering. If we just reach out to one another and uplift one another in prayer and good words, good deeds, a better place we would have to live in. It would be a better place to live in. It's so crazy now. We don't even like each other. We can't stand to be around other people. People get on our nerves, and it's crazy. We don't know how to love and enjoy one another anymore. So sometimes things happen to help you to see things in a different light. So find your blessing in everything, family. You okay, boo?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's stretching and everything, doing his thing. I'm telling you, the Lord is so good. He is so good. Tomorrow is a Sabbath. Well, tonight at sunset, Sabbath begins. You're going to have a good worship and read the word and just reflect. I have my best sleeps on Sabbath nights, too.
Mm.
My best rest. Because a lot of times we watching TV or whatever, that TV is going off. And it's just a whole different feel on Sabbath. So we're going to, oh, look at that butterfly. Let's see if I can't get him. He's moving so fast. He's beautiful. It's kind of big, too. Man, I love nature. I love nature. All right, family. I'm going to do a little something. I may record that, too. Just so you can see a little bit of what I do. A little bit. All right. Peace and love, family. Till next time.